It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where I pick three streaming services and pick one previously released film off of each of them. And hopefully by the end of this episode, as this releases on a Friday, you have a nice weekend full of movies to go check out. And for this particular episode, I'm going to be highlighting Amazon Prime Video, Paramount Plus, and Max. Now, as realizing which ones I have picked out, this is a bit of a dark episode. So, if you're experiencing a gloomy, snowy weekend here in January, well, here's some mood setters for you. But we're going to start with Amazon Prime Video, and that is Alex Proyas's Dark City. And this film was released in 1998. And to those who have seen it, realize like there definitely was some big perspective and influence of this kind of tone with, films like The Crow, which Proyas had done before this, but kind of setting the tone for The Matrix to come out the following year. And this focuses on a man struggles with memories of his past, which include a wife he cannot remember in a nightmarish world no one else ever seems to wake up from. And this film stars Rufus Sewell, who is such a talented character actor, and he has popped up in quite a few things over the years that I've enjoyed him in. And here he really gets to play this like noirish protagonist. And you have these other elements of Kiefer Sutherland's doctor, who knows way more about what the strange kind of amnesia or strange world that they're all living in. You have Jennifer Connelly, who is alluring and brings a lot of emotional weight here. You have an inspector played by William Hurt who's trying to get down to the bottom of this. And you have these really creepy entities, these beings that are super pale, all dressed in black. And you have the likes of Richard O'Brien from Rocky Horror Picture Show and Australian character actor Bruce Spence who pop up as these characters. And this film has so much mystery to it, and I'm going to try to avoid really spoiling anything because if you don't know anything about this film, it has this dark, eerie, dread filled, noirish feel to this strange city that Rufus Sewell's character, John Murdoch, lives in and inhabits. But there's so much more to this. There's incredible, eerie, like German expressionist influenced imagery as well. And such a strange mystery of who these like ghoulish characters are. What's really going on? Why do people not remember certain things? There's strong performances. The imagery really works. The mystery and the twists and turns along the way will really blow your mind in terms of what is really going on here, what it says about humanity and these strange beings all with their pale white skin, bald heads, and black leather outfits. And just from like an experiential standpoint, the tone, the atmosphere, and the visuals are something very compelling and offers something very unnerving that will put you on edge from start to finish. It is quite the cinematic experience, and why I'm recommending it here on Amazon Prime Video. Now, heading over to Paramount Plus for more of a classic film, and that is, Francis Ford Coppola, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, obviously recently released Megalopolis, his returned foray into cinema. But obviously, he's known for Godfather films, Godfather and The Godfather Part 2 back in the 70s, but there was a particular film sandwiched in between them. And that film was The Conversation. And this is an eerie conspiracy and paranoid filled thriller that focuses on surveillance and the ever watching eye, the ever listening microphone of the powerful beings around us that have that power to be able to always know what's going on. And this film focuses on this very intense and temperamental man, Harry Call, played by Gene Hackman, in an incredible, very different kind of performance for Hackman, who generally is very strong, very intense, very powerful, bombastic, even. Here, he is reserved. The intensity is still there. You feel that intensity underneath the surface, but this mustachioed Gene Hackman, wearing his glasses, ever listening, ever watching, is a compelling character who is pushed to the limits in terms of his ethics and what his work as a surveillance man will be used for, as he fears that a couple he's spying on are going to be murdered. And this film spirals into paranoia, conspiracy, and it has a great supporting cast as well. From, John Cazale, who unfortunately died young because of cancer. Well, starred in 5 out of 5 Best Picture nominated films, as he was Fredo in The Godfather. He was also in Dog Day Afternoon and also The Deer Hunter. And here he gives a good performance. Alan Garfield, Cindy Williams, you even have a young Harrison Ford and Terry Garr popping up here. This is a fascinating film with all kinds of technical prowess, with its audio and sound design, with its visuals, its camera work, and how it creates this paranoia. And from start to finish, Call is such a fascinating character to follow. And Coppola creates such an engaging and layered cinematic experience that is so satisfying and so compelling. And this came out like the same year as Godfather Part 2. So obviously, Coppola was on a roll. And this is a very different kind of film from the Godfather films, but it is something very special and very influential. There's definitely films like Blowout from De Palma that lends a lot to a film like this. This is heightened paranoia, maybe the most paranoid film you're going to find this side of the thing. And the conversation is certainly one worth checking out. Now, let's head over to Max. And I decided to pick this particular film out of respect to now the late, great David Lynch, who passed away a few days before me recording this. And he was one of the most daring, ambitious, and unique storytellers and voices in cinema. And, you know, it's taken me a while to come around to some of his work, still haven't to Eraserhead. But films like Mulholland Drive, I think it took like 3 times for me to watch to really dig in, watching show like Twin Peaks with my wife. But the film I'm going to recommend here from Max is Blue Velvet. And this film really captures something that was deeply ingrained in Lynch, and that was the darkness underneath the normal. And we have this, idyllic suburban kind of experience. And Kyle MacLachlan as Jeffrey Beaumont is a young man who seems to, you know, have a good, normal life ahead of him. Except when he unexpectedly finds a severed human ear, it tears into his idyllic kind of reality and pulls him into a dark, unnerving, and lustful kind of experience. And that's what Lynch did so well, was layer something primeval, very animalistic and dark about humanity into it. And you have Lord Dern as Sandy, this young woman who really represents the idyllic nature of this suburban life that Jeffrey has. And I love MacLachlan and Dern's dynamic, but it's the two characters that really draw you in to this darkness, and that is Isabella Rossellini's Dorothy Valens, who is this alluring, powerful, and pretty, well, pretty, very attractive, but also someone who's so vulnerable and damaged and is living a life that she's kind of being forced into, as this film has some dark twists and turns about character motivations. But the real entity, if you will, that really captures the spirit of Blue Velvet is Dennis Hopper's Frank Booth, this like nitrous addicted, sex addicted nerve. He's not even like a human being. He is a compulsory feeling that all humans have, like this deep dark urges that we bury underneath the surface, and he is that feeling on the surface, and he is just pure lust, pure just dark energy. And Dennis Hopper's terrifying in this film, and there's these great musical moments with music from Roy Orbison that really fits that idyllic suburban kind of feel, but is also haunting because Roy Orbison made music like that. And the visuals are striking, just the colors, the how it's all shot. And this is such a strange, unnerving kind of cinematic experience. This mystery, this alluring erotic thriller that Lynch just, handled all of his creative energy to deliver something so unique. And for 1986, this tore right into that idyllic 80s milieu of film and culture, and just ripped out the darkness and put it right in front of our faces. And unfortunately, we won't ever have another project like this from David Lynch. Rest in peace. But we still have Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive and films like that that really know how to push the limits of what cinema can do. But that's a wrap on this episode of the Streaming Wasteland. So let's give us a little bit of a summation here. So over on Amazon Prime Video, we have 1998's Dark City. Over on Paramount Plus, 1974's The Conversation. And over on Max, we have 1986's Blue Velvet. But make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite Lynch film celebrating his life and his legacy? What are some of your like creepy vibe kind of movies, strange, thought-provoking films, something like Dark City? Make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding with new shows coming and exciting opportunities. So if you have podcast ideas or if you want to join any of our shows, make sure to reach out, and we'd love to collaborate. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative and all the great work that they do. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.